Dr. Jill. Jill, I love the topic, not only getting a pet, but giving a pet for, who's that behind you? Giving a pet for the holidays. And it's such a big decision.
It's a huge decision, Paul. And you know, I usually recommend to people, make sure to do your research first. Look at these guys. Look, two entirely different breeds, right? You have a little Mastiff over here. They're hungry, so we're going to feed them this morning. And a little Shih Tzu. These guys actually live together. So you have one at each end of the size spectrum and personality as well. So get to know your breeds, get to know what kind of pets you have. I'm going to move out of the way here so we can see these cute puppies chowing their breakfast down.
You know, and obviously, you know, the setting that they're going into. Do you have little kids? Is it an older person? As a rule, my gut tells me it's very risky to buy a pet as a gift for someone, especially if they don't live in your house.
You know, I always tell people, do your research and don't just give a pet without talking to someone first. I know it sounds like a great idea, it's fun, and it's a cool gift under the Christmas tree, but these guys are a responsibility. These guys can actually live 15 years, so you've got to take all that with you. You know, for example, know your breeds, because some of them get different genetic problems. Hip dysplasia for the big dog, heart problems for the little dog. They're an investment of time and money. You need to make sure. This is a great resource here. There's a local author that wrote this book. By the way, I want to introduce it. It's about dog adoption. It'll tell you everything you need to know and how to research your breeds, what to feed them, what their genetic problems are. Jack Sivak wrote the book. He's local. He's actually a raw food feeder, so it talks about all different types of foods. Know what you're getting into. I think the best thing to do is buy a gift certificate to your local rescue and make a donation in that person's name and use it as a voucher if you want to get a pet later on.
That's a great idea.
Dr. Jill, would you also recommend, I know a lot of places, animal shelters, they'll let you loan out the dog for an hour, for a day, for a couple of days. Would you suggest that somebody possibly go that route to see, especially if there's kids involved, to see if the kids can handle the responsibility first? Is that trial period something that's acceptable?
You bet. You know, volunteer at the shelter. What a great way to give back. Have your kids come down, check out the animal. If you have another pet, bring that pet with you. Make sure to make an appointment. I want to make sure people know they can't just show up at the shelter with their pets. Go down, look at animals, spend a couple days with them. The shelter people are very good at adoption. That's what they do. So make sure you do your research. Again, I want to point out this book. You can download it online. It's a self-assessment handbook, which is a great resource for us. And that way, people know exactly what they're getting into. But I want to make sure, again, don't just go down to the shelter on a whim because you're feeling good about the holidays and pick a pet out. That guy's going to last you a long time, so make sure you do your research.
Jill, we need to run just real quick. The title of the book, for those who want to get it?
It's Dog Adoption, a self-assessment handbook, and you can download it right on your devices. It's $2.99. Sometimes it actually pops up free. I was able to do it for a freebie.
Okay.
But Jack is a local artist here, and he's great with all kinds of questions. He has a website. So have at it.
Wanted to make sure we got it. I will find it and I'll link it to ours. And thank you, Jill. And you look very festive for the holidays. Have a great holiday season. If you would like to schedule an appointment with Dr. Jill, check out her website. It's drjill, drjyl.com, or you can call her. The number is right there on your screen.
Coming up on